Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 5 Minute Bitcoin, where we onboard the masses 5 minutes at a time so you don't have to. Today, we're going to continue in our series, and we're going to ask the questions, what is a spot ETF versus a futures ETF, how it relates to Bitcoin, and what does ETF stand for? ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Now, if you watched the episode yesterday, we just basically outlined how it relates to Bitcoin and what your mindset should be when you approach an ETF. An ETF is for people who want exposure to Bitcoin, but do not want the responsibility of self-custody. And you know I'm a proponent of self-custody, and I'm going to remind you of that every video. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into what is a Bitcoin futures ETF. The majority of Bitcoin futures ETFs hold Bitcoin futures contracts. Futures contracts provide users the ability to bet on Bitcoin's price, having them agree to buy or sell Bitcoin at a specific price on a set date. Gambling. A Bitcoin futures ETF is an exchange-traded fund that owns Bitcoin futures contracts, which are an agreement in which one will buy or sell Bitcoin at a specified price on a predetermined date. For example, when buying via the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, an investor is buying into a fund that holds futures contracts. However, the ETF ensures the user can avoid investing in futures themselves and can instead trade BITO, B-I-T-O, like they would any traditional stock. Futures contracts are generally used for speculative or hedging purposes, gambling. Sure, one could simply just buy any amount of Bitcoin at any time without ProShares, but a futures ETF ensures that users can invest in digital assets and Bitcoin futures contracts without inconveniencing themselves via exchanges. Lazy gambling, basically. Okay, let's continue. This method also costs less than fees when compared to most crypto exchanges. However, pay attention to this part. However, a futures ETF doesn't involve investing in Bitcoin at its spot price, which is why some enthusiasts might not consider the offering a real crypto adoption. Yeah. Also, companies that offer a Bitcoin futures ETF may charge annual fees. Yeah. Which can leave many wanting an alternative ETF option in which to invest. Okay, guys. These ETFs are traditional financial investment instruments. It's nothing new. However, with Bitcoin, you have the opportunity to hold the greatest asset of all time, the most convenient, safest asset of all time. But you want to put your wealth in the hands of some company that you go ahead. People are going to do it. But again, I'm going to remind you, self-custody is king. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've gotten anything out of the previous episodes or this series of what we've been speaking about with respect to how a spot ETF and a futures ETF relates to Bitcoin, please consider clicking the thumbs up button, clicking the tab for subscription, and ticking the little bell for updates. We're going to continue with our series, and tomorrow we are going to talk about how does a Bitcoin ETF work. So please join us tomorrow. My name is Frederick Mann. This is 5 Minute Bitcoin. I'm going to remind you again today to dollar cost average, HODL, self-custody. God bless you.